anybody who claims that like Nazis don't exist or white supremacists don't exist or people still connected to the KKK don't exist or are KKK members that they don't exist obviously are part of one of those groups because you constantly have Nazis and other white supremacists murdering people because they're either black or they're friends with black people or they're taking care of or they have, kids that are black or they think, the white replacement BS is going on and stuff like that. Yeah, those people exist, and if you deny that, you're obviously one of those people who want to make it seem like Nazisms and white supremacists don't exist. You have people that openly admit to being neo-Nazis, to being Nazis, to loving Hitler, like Nick Fuentes, Kanye West. You got Richard Spencer. You got people like that took part in the Unite the Right rally who screamed that Jews won't replace them. Those people are Nazis and white supremacists. Those people exist.
A man accused of shooting his neighbor in the southwest suburbs is now charged with a hate crime. The family of the woman who was shot says they have endured a history of abuse from that suspect. CBS 2's Andrew Ramos is live at the Will County Courthouse in Joliet for us tonight. Andrew?
Yeah, and if people that are willing to scream racist slurs at you, yeah, they're going to be willing to murder you. And if they have access to guns, well, they're going to be using those guns to do that murder. That's why racist people shouldn't be allowed to have guns. If you're prone to anger outbursts, you definitely shouldn't be having guns either.
Well, Joe, 70-year-old John Shadbar appeared before a judge just a short time ago where he was denied release. Now, prosecutors today really outlined what was described as years of tension between him and his neighbor, Melissa Robertson, who is a white woman with two black sons who they say he would regularly antagonize with racial slurs. John Shadbar, seemingly subdued, appears before a Will County court judge. The 70-year-old charged with attempted murder, unlawful possession of a firearm, and now a hate crime among a slew of charges. The family of Melissa Robertson looks on as they cope with both frustration and heartache. Prosecutors.
You definitely know this guy is like a white supremacist. He wouldn't be uh, racially abusing people for years on if he wasn't a white supremacist, nor would he try to murder the mom for having black kids if he wasn't a white supremacist.
Prosecutors say Robertson was shot by her neighbor Shadbar on Tuesday outside the home where Robertson lives with her two sons, a 21-year-old and 8-year-old, in unincorporated Lockport Township. Prosecutors say Shadbar opened fire on Robertson 5 times, striking her at least twice. She's currently in critical but stable condition. It's a shooting officials say was the result of growing tension between the family and the 70-year-old.
He would just say the N-word and just call me things that I'm not, call me out of my name.
Robertson's 21-year-old stepson, McKeel Johnson, says he and her 8-year-old adopted son would regularly be targeted by Shadbar simply because they were black. For years, the family says he would hurl racial slurs or fire off his rifle in their direction, sometimes brandishing that rifle in their face.
And the fact that the cops didn't do anything before this shows that the cops didn't care that this dude was intimidating these people. Brandishing a weapon is a crime, and the cops could have done something beforehand, but we all know that majority of cops are also white supremacists.
Hey, thank you! Got it on video!
This video provided by the family was shot last month when they say he was antagonizing them with that firearm from his yard.
She'd be telling me like something like this was bound to happen because the cops won't do anything. They can't do anything, and yeah, this was.
I mean, it's not like they can't do anything. Brandishing a weapon is illegal, as well as in most cities. Shooting off a firearm in a city is also illegal. So if the cops had wanted to, they could have done something, but they didn't want to because they were probably also white supremacists who hated black people and the idea of white people and black people living together.
She would say this is bound to happen.
On the day of the shooting, he was quoted by prosecutors saying, "There's going to be dead N-words today" to Robertson and her 8-year-old son who was playing on a trampoline in the backyard. The family now coming to terms with the situation they say could have been avoided.
Nothing was ever done. Nothing was ever done. And I don't care if he was shooting blanks. If he's in his front yard waving a gun and doesn't have a FOID card, I mean, I have a FOID card. I can't go stand in my front yard and wave my gun around without some consequences. Why did he have no consequences?
Yeah, that's a good question. Why didn't the cops do anything? And it's pretty obvious why they didn't do anything, because they were also white supremacists. They were racist people who were hoping this would happen, were hoping that this dude would kill these black people, and they could rid their city of black people.
Now, following a search at his home, police were able to recover multiple firearms, including 2 rifles and a shotgun, as well as hundreds of rounds of ammunition. Now, Shadbar's wife, who is a sergeant with the Cook County Sheriff's Department of Corrections, told authorities she had no idea that he had these guns. That's the latest from here in Joliet. Andrew.